First off, thanks for having me on. I just want to say that I understand that the last year has been hard on us all. And of course, it's been hard on you. You may be thinking, yeah, sure, but it's been much harder on others, and that may be true, but your experience is your experience. It's not a competition. We've had our lives upended, and we've turned to common home comforts to sustain us. And you know what? That's okay. A lot of us started with sourdough and just never stopped baking. I'm not here to punch down on anything but empty calories. If you live alone like me and you end up with a whole tray of cookies and no one to share them with, well, I want you to look at that cookie sheet with a dozen freshly baked snickerdoodles and say, that's it. No more. Put those comfort food carbs in the cabinet and enjoy them over a few weeks or at least days. Maybe it's not baking for you, but something a little more seductive, a little more harmful. Do you find yourself going through craft beers like they're Bud Light? Is your primary companion 2-Buck Chuck? Or do you celebrate your new 23andMe discovery that you're 2% Russian by picking up gallons of vodka at the Costco? If you can't take a Zoom call without a bottle of Jack just out of frame, it's time to say, that's it, no more. It's hard, but you'll be glad your liver is in good shape when that asshole in line behind you at the Food Max takes off his mask to sneeze. Cutting out day drinking, or at least daily drinking, doesn't necessarily mean that you're immune from questionable quarantine decisions. The mind will wander back to memories of the good old before times. Not all those times were good, though. And it's even harder to remember the bad times when you're doing your fourth watch through of The Office this year. So, the next time you start feeling lonely in your 400 square foot studio apartment, I want you to look at that phone and say, that's it. No more. And delete those eggplant or peach emojis. Your ex doesn't want you to slide into their DMs, and you don't want to stare at those 3 dots for an hour because they accidentally hit the space bar while swiping your text off the screen. Believe me. I feel the sadness and the frustration as much as anyone. But you know what I do when the feelings become too great and I feel the overwhelming urge to dull them by contacting a prostitute who offers COVID discounts. I think about the future that lies ahead. And most of the time, I say, that's it, no more. And I don't hit that speed dial. By this point, I'm sure you're throwing up your overly moisturized hands in frustration. Isn't there anything you can do to distract your mind from the gnawing anxiety and doubt that threatens to consume your very soul? Of course there is. But it's all about moderation. Eat a cookie. Have a beer. Watch a puppy video on YouTube. But when the algorithm starts to steer you towards videos explaining how dog microchips were a test run by Bill Gates to track right-thinking Americans that can be shipped off to Democrat-controlled labor camps, you've got to say, that's it. No more, and close the laptop, or at least open a tab and see what's new on Disney+. You'll fail, of course. I mean, I do. I have the test results to prove it. Failure doesn't make you a bad person. It just makes you human, and humans make mistakes. Hey, I have my court date coming up in 2 weeks, but it's not all grim. There is hope. My lawyer says there's no footage of me actually inside the Capitol. I'm going to make it through this pandemic, and with a little willpower, so will you.